Today, we are pleased to host Miss Aditi Deshpande on the latest episode of our podcast, Inspiring Voices. Miss Aditi is the founder of Fly High Aerial Art. She is a trained gymnast and a professional Malakam performer. Miss Aditi took inspiration from her mother's artistic background and pursued her career in the unique and demanding field of aerial arts under the tutelage of her father. She completed her training as an aerial silk instructor San Francisco and LA, and is the only instructor in India to be certified by Aerial Art America USA. Miss Aditi has trained aerial enthusiasts from various parts of the world, including from Germany, UK, USA, and Mauritius. She has also performed internationally on several platforms. She is a winner of 20 gold, 15 silver, and 10 bronze medals in district, state, and national level championships, and has also been awarded the most prestigious state level award, the Shiva Chhatrapati Award, at the age of 21. So, Ms. Aditi, could you please share with us some details about the aerial art and Malakam that you pursue?
Sure, Abneet. First of all, thank you so much for having me here. Uh, so I started Malcolm at the age of 5. I would say at the age of 3 when I started just going to Samarth Ram Mandir in Shivaji Park just as a playground. So I would say I started flying before I started walking. So that was like my first sport. So that will always be closer to my heart. I started learning Malkam. Malkam is a Indian aerial acrobatic form and it's also a competitive sport. So that time girls used to play rope malkham and boys used to play pole malkham. So I used to do rope malkham. Now the sport has evolved and now girls do rope and pole both and boys also do rope and pole both. But I started playing a competitive career started at the age of 10 and then I continued till I received Chhatrapati Award which was at the age of 21. I played various state and national level. But rope malkham was the first thing which taught me how to be in the air, gave me a sense of confidence. And then once I received Chhatrapati Award, I moved my career. I went abroad and learned aerial silk. Aerial silk is an international aerial acrobatic form. Both are very similar because both are in the air and you're constantly doing poses against the gravity. So you use lot of core, lot of your upper body strength and stuff. So, but one is more towards art background and one is more toward a sport background. So that's the major difference between two art forms. Again, rope malkham is a, as I said, it's a competitive sport. You have to finish one set or your performance in 1.5 minutes and you have to have 20 more than 20 elements in your set, so it is like a fast moving performance. And whereas aerial silk is more like a performing art, so there is like a song and song is minimum 3 minutes, 3.5 minutes, sometimes 5 minutes. So it is like you have to slow down your moves, you have to be very graceful. So those parts are different than each other. So yeah.
That's interesting. It's cool how you mix creativity with physical health as well.
Yes, yes, yes. So it's a
So what
combination of physical as well as mental health, I would say. Because at the same time when you're, building up your strength, you're working on your flexibility, you're balancing, you're improving your balance, all that stuff is going on. But in the background, you're working on your confidence, your uh, your mental health is getting really better because your sense of achievement is there. Every after like I when I started, I used to first teach my Malcolm competitive girls, but slowly I started teaching general public who is going to the gym or going to the yoga class, or just like that they started doing aerial. So once first day when they saw, they said they were very reluctant, like, no, I don't think I can do it. But then slowly when they started doing, because we break down, we go very slow, we start from the beginner level, anybody and everybody can do it. So then that when first they see, they feel they can't do it, but then when they actually do it, they feel, yeah, I can do that. So that sense of achievement is there, their confidence improves, their self-esteem improves. So it's a physical plus mental development in this art form.
that's really unique and important. So you've already highlighted how it helps a person improve, But what does one have to do to truly master this kind of art form?
I think consistency. I think anybody and everybody can do it, but being consistent is the key. Uh, because see, as I said, it's art form, so you have to like it keeps evolving itself. So we keep doing different things. Like I am doing since last 15 years, and still I feel that I whenever I go abroad, I learn more and I come back. So I will also not say that I'm okay, I have achieved everything, I know everything. No, it is just like you have to keep doing. So consistency is the key for mastering this.
Okay, that's a good thing. I think it's important to do something that you love consistently.
Definitely.
So, could you please share how your growing up days and your childhood has influenced your decision to pursue a unique art form like this?
Yeah. So, as I said, I started very young age because my father, Mr. Uday Deshpande, he is the main promoter of Malkham. He goes internationally, and we say Gully to Delhi. It was like from like he teaches Malkham everywhere. He just promotes it. So internationally, he has gone to a lot of places, and a lot of people from abroad were coming here who are into aerial background. They come to learn Malkham from him, and he recently received Padma Shri Award for teaching Malkham and spreading this Indian sport everywhere. So, I because he was my father, he always wanted us to pursue this as our career, and we used to love. Basically, my mom is a singer, and she wanted us to learn singing, and my father wanted us to learn Malkham. So we tried both, but as a kid, you want to be outside, you want to be on the ground rather than sitting at home. So me and my brother both pursued my father's footsteps, and we started learning Malkham at very early age. And then our competitive career started, and we were roaming. We used to go out for demonstration in different states and different countries. I think that really helped because I always tell one story. My first international trip happened when I was in seventh standard, and when we went, it was in London. So when we went there, it was a different atmosphere. I was from a Marathi medium school, so it was difficult for me to understand what others are speaking and stuff like that. So when in one of the schools we performed, and the students loved it. They saw our performance and they loved it. But after the performance, the teacher came, the principal came and asked our sir that can, our kids really loved the performance, but can they do it? They want to try it out. And our coaches said, definitely, why not? And we will teach them. But I went to my coach and I said, I don't know English, what I'm going to speak. So then that time my coach told me, a sportsman always speaks with his actions. So you just do the performance for them. You break down and tell them step by step, and they will follow. You try and talk as much as you can, but your actions will speak for you. And I agreed with that. So I did that, and the kids loved it. They learned it, and I understood. I got confidence that okay, fine. I don't know their language, but still my actions can speak for me, and my performance can speak for me. But later I thought, no, but I should still learn English because it is going to help me otherwise. And I learned English, and next my our next trip was in Germany, where the kids didn't know English and they wanted they speak German. So then that time I realized, yeah, my sport, my whatever my physical abilities are going to help me in every way I can. So that's how my confidence, the sport built my confidence in my early ages. Of course, competitive. Also, we used to go to different state to play competition. The weather conditions were so different. So, like in Bombay, we are like say 27 degrees, 30 degrees. Max is like what 26, 25. And then we used to go to Uttar Pradesh and all where there was like 6 degrees and we used to compete in that atmosphere. So, in whatever situation, you have to work on it. So, all that, my sport gave me those confidence, that fighting spirit. And then later when I started my career in aerial silk, my first client was Miss Universe Sushmita Sen. So I was just 25 at that time when I stood in front of her. But my confidence spoke for me, you know. Uh, I was very confident. I knew what I'm doing. And at that age also, she really appreciated my work. Then later, when I was working on the sets of Race 3, I was uh, with Remoso. I was, teaching under him, and he was the director, and then Salman sir was there, Salman Khan, and Daisy Shah was there, Jacqueline was there. On that entire set, I was the youngest, but I was the most confident girl. So, my sport, I think my growing up in the sports field helped me in my career later. And that's what I will tell all the parents, that, that of course studies are important, kids should study, but these extracurricular activity, these extra sport will help you to sorry. So this extra sport, if you're in the sports field, then that will definitely give you a different, uh, you'll grow up differently. All around growth will happen basically in all the
I think
fields.
that's really important. I think learning this has taught you both communication and endurance. And I would say both of your parents have been influential too. Your dad when it comes to
Definitely.
Malakam and your mom with the music aspect of aerial.
Yes, yes, definitely. Because my dad was very busy because he was working as well as he was teaching. So he was handling his career differently. Uh, but my mom really, she was the support behind all of us in terms of our studies, in terms of dad's career, in terms of handling house. She was there. So we have seen that. So as a female, I know what all moms do, what all the women do. So that really helps when you think in all prospects.
That's really sweet, I think. And it's really amazing as well how you've worked with so many famous celebrities and you've actually helped them with their confidence too. And I think this is good for a lot of young girls who are scared to turn something like sports into a career. But you're there as proof of something as unique as this turning into a huge career.
Thank you so much.
So, do you have, is there any advantage of being a woman when you pursue this particular art form? Like, are there any gender
Um,
related biases?
I would say, when people see Ariel Silk as a performer, people accept, like, they feel that, okay, only girls do Ariel Silk. Because if you see Ariel Silk, there is more pictures of doing splits and more flexible things. So, but that is just a myth, I will say, because you require a lot of strength to do Ariel Silk, and boys are naturally stronger with the upper body. So girls and boys both can do as a performer. I would say people want more girls to perform, but boys also do it. So people always say, no, no, we need girl performers. So we always get little more shows than the boys side get. But teaching wise also, what I feel is like females are naturally more understanding. They're good listeners. They have more solution based approach. So uh, like that, people like in schools and all where we teach, they're also they are more towards the female side. But I just think it's little biased towards the female. Like boys can do equally good job. So it shouldn't happen like that.
Yeah, I think a lot of boys should push their boundaries and try something unique like this too.
Definitely, definitely. We have boys as teachers, and they do amazing work. They will work. They're really our pillars. So we have 80% of female crowd for learning also, and yeah, like for our student base. And but still, whoever, like whatever the 20% of the boys who are coming to us, they're really good, and they do really good job. Our teachers, our boy teachers and boy students are they're amazing. It's just more and more boys should come into our field, I feel.
So you'd say the bias is kind of opposite. It's more towards women than it is towards men.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. In this field, it is.
That's sad. I think more men should participate.
Definitely, definitely.
So, do you have any message you'd like to share with young teenage girls to inspire us?
I just want you girls to like just fly. I mean, you have so much abilities. You guys are so talented. Nowadays, the generation, the Gen Zs and Gen Alphas are like so good. I'm sure like they can do so much in future. The only problem happens is the consistency, which we already spoke about. Because when I get the kids, they are when they come at like 6 and 7, they are like going 100%. But then later on, when their studies increase, when they have to focus on their career, they starts dropping down, and that I feel little bad because they have spent, say, when they come, when they just 6 and 7, and then when they are 13, they're 14, they start dropping out. So you have already spent 5 6 years of your life into that particular art, particular sport. But if you keep doing, of course, you can reduce your time and you can figure out your schedule accordingly, but don't stop completely. When you have tough times, when you have more workload, reduce the time in this field, but don't completely stop. Just be consistent, and you will definitely fly high. Yeah, so I just feel the girl should give like be consistent and keep trying. You can decide your time slots, you can decide, because see guys, what I feel is when you'll go into a professional career, you will have to juggle between your house, your kids, your family, and you have to still do the work. You can't give up on anything. So why are you giving up now? Why are you just deciding, okay, this will make my life easy, just stop this and start this, continue this. Try, give it a try. If it's really too hard, then you can take a call. But as much as possible, be consistent in whatever you're doing, whatever you love to do.
I think that's important, pushing a lot of girls to do what they really love instead of what they think is a safer and
Yeah,
easier option,
your
as well
option.
as to have the endurance to go through with something as rigorous as this.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Thank you so much for your time and for the advice that you gave.
Thank you so much, Avni. It was my pleasure being here.
Thank you.